Hi, Cor here with a small sort of overview / review of the Nashville Packs Bridge Pack. It's a new pack developed here within the last year. It's fairly similar, very similar in its build to the sort of flagship cutaway pack that Nashville has been producing for some years, but it's smaller. Within cutaway is sort of 35-40 liters. This is more 20-25 liters, so it's more close to SUL territory, or maybe a bit above that. It's more suited for something like fast packing. I find that I'm a fairly close to SUL weight, meaning 2.5 kilos, maybe even less sometimes, of base weight, especially in summertime. So I can easily get away with a size like this and food for 5 to 7 days, depending of course on terrain and these type of things. Just gonna go through the pack. On the front we have this same type of straps, removable adjustable straps that you find on the cutaway and on the other packs. So it's the same type you use with the 3 pockets on each, one down here for usually for water bottles. I use some Hydropack Stow bottles, 500 milliliter soft bottles. They fit perfectly, but you can also use something like smart water bottles, fits nicely. Then you have a pocket here that I usually use for the phone. I also have my wallet over here. You can use it for sort of more narrower or wider things like this. And on the top you have a buttoned pocket here. I use it for my headphones, I use it for my headlamp, for a mosquito net, for a small compass, things like this. So in general, stuff that you want to have accessible for you. Then here on the back panel I have the sit pad straps. Works quite well with the Gossamer Gear Thin Light folded pad. Had to cut off a bit of it because I have only the 18-inch length, back length, but it works still great. Gives a bit of structure, used for brakes and for as a part of the sleep system. On the bottom here you still have the bottom pocket. It's a bit smaller than on the cutaway, but it's still fairly, I mean, there's room for a good amount of snacks here for what you need to eat or what you can eat during the day. There's still a very good front opened bottom pocket here, works quite well. On the top you have a Y strap that goes over and the classic roll top. It's only one button here compared to cutaway, which is 2 buttons, but it makes sense because the opening is narrow, it's smaller here. So in general it's sort of a slimmed down version of this. On the back you still have this great wraparound pocket here, a bit of course smaller than on the cutaway again, but still plenty of room for rain gear, for your tent or your tarp, whatever you might want. And then you have the shelf pocket, a bit smaller again. Can be, I mean, if you have very long stakes it's difficult to fit them in here, but for most type of groundhogs and stuff like this it's easy to fit in here. You can have your stakes. I usually have my first aid kit, my poop kit here as well, so it's easily accessible here. But again, it works great that you can still reach it when you have the pack on. It's a bit taller, riding up a bit perhaps higher than the cutaway, but it's still for me very easy to reach around in the wraparound pocket here. Material it's made of is a mix of Ultra 200 and 100. I think the final version is going to be mostly 200, so weight is somewhere around, depending on what you add on of sit pad straps and so on, but around 350 grams in that area. So it's a very light pack, of course. You can strip it down even further and you can cut the trimming and all that kind of stuff, so it's around 300 grams I would guess. In general, I mean, if you do fast packing, if you do sort of low base weight, 3 kilos, 3.5 kilos and below that, and this is a great pack. It still has, for me at least, the best shoulder straps I've tried on the market of cottage gear, of these frameless packs, and I like the modularity of it. It's very easy to adjust it, also the width of it and all that kind of stuff. It gives some extra options compared to, you know, if it's sewn through. So that I really like this system. I really like the wraparound pocket here also. Works great. Bottom pocket works great. So try to quite a few packs by now. This is perhaps my favorite go-to pack for what I do of shorter adventuring, these 2-3 overnight. Works perfect for this. And it's a great hybrid to use for everyday use. I do a lot of commuting, so I do maybe run with it, I do longer hikes, I do biking, stuff like this. Great accessibility again, a great fit, rides well on the body, and just all around great build quality. So big recommendation if you're looking into buying a high-end cottage frameless pack for a low base weight, either fast packing or hiking. This is one of the best, if not the best, on the market I've tried.